through my veins. On the pitch where the glory remains, the cockerel stands brave on the crest. North London pride, this ain't no jest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Welcome back to the channel where miracles actually happen. Because not only did West Ham lose as expected, of course they're going to lose to West Ham, but Tottenham Hotspur actually won 2 games in a row. I know. Colin was passed out for the last half hour. He's just come back to life. I know. Check the calendar, check the timeline. Make sure this isn't a simulation. It is an AI. It actually happened. West Ham taking an L and Spurs taking 3 points. Lance, this might be the greatest day in North London history. I don't even care if that sounds dramatic. I don't. And they say football wasn't scripted. This is cinema. Spurs beating Villa. Rivals dropping points. I don't trust it. I don't believe it. I'm definitely not getting carried away. We're winning the league. All right, calm down. Calm down. Welcome to the madness and welcome to the show. Colin's looking at me thinking he's totally lost his marbles. But joining me tonight is a man, a myth, a legend of the Manchester United of the YouTube community. This man has been known to tackle Sir Alex Ferguson in his prime. He was known to batter David Beckham when he was younger. There's even rumours going around he took Bruno Fernandes to one side and said, if you don't start playing football, I'm going to break your little hair on the top of your little chin. Of course, it's our mate. Of course, a friend of the channel, a man behind the structure of this channel. It is Colin. How are you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm not doing bad, thank you. I mean, some of that intro, my dates. Oh, never change, Demo. Never change.
I am not going to. Don't worry. I'm loving it. Look, firstly, I think we should also ask, how is Sir Alex Ferguson? Because I know he was taken off yesterday on the seriousness now about hospital. We haven't heard any news. How is he? Any update?
So the last update we received on Sir Alex was obviously he was taken to hospital as a precaution measure. He's had his tests and everything. He's perfectly fine. They just kept him in to basically just keep an eye on him, and he should be home by tomorrow.
Well, we wish him all the very best. I mean, how much does he mean to United? Is he on the Sir Matt Busby sort of radar for you as a United fan?
100%. You know, when you think of Manchester United greats, obviously you have Bobby Charlton's and people, George Best's and people like that, and then obviously Busby and his babes, and Sir Alex comes into that as well. You know, he's held at the highest regards by everybody at Manchester United.
Yeah. Well, look, we do wish him all the very best. Look, we may be football fans of different football clubs, but something like this, we all come together, and that is for sure. But look, we hope we get good news. He comes back and he's at your next home game. And good win yesterday for you. Enjoyed that.
I think I enjoyed it a little bit too much, to be honest with you. We all know. Oh, mate. I literally, like, personal life here, watched that game. I was happy, I was sad, I was angry, I was dancing, I was doing everything as you do as a fan in football. And I had to go, after the game finished, I had to go and have a bath to calm down. Just to sit in the bath, just to try and regulate myself again, because my heart was going 10 to thousands. So yeah, I like Jesus. It's getting too much for me, Dermo. It's getting too much.
Welcome to my season. To my season. I tell you, I did the Brighton game, and it's the worst ever watch along I've done. I could feel my chest coming out of my body. I could feel my heart coming out of my chest. Like it was like 2-1 up. Going into injury time, you think you're going to get the win, you're going to get the win, you're going to get the win. And then you equalize. And you just, I don't know what it is with you and me. We have so much adrenaline pumping around our bodies because we give so much to the watch along.
Mm.
And it can overtake you a little bit. It can take you into I don't mean to sound dramatic, but it can take you into a sort of out of body experience.
No, yeah. Yeah, like I was literally, whilst you were saying it like I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, you sometimes when you're winning and then you get that gut punch, you do feel like an out of body experience where you're just watching yourself just react. It's crazy.
It is so crazy. But look, it has been a great weekend for us and for us as well. And Tottenham get 2 wins in a row. I can't remember last time I said that this season, but we're winning at that time. Just to quickly coming up as well, Mods, please do your job. There is a couple of trolls that are around. So if you do see her coming in, you know what to do. Especially to the Mum Overlord and her assassin. I'm trying to think of a nickname for her now. Jess Obi-Wan Genesi. You know what to do. Of course, Darth Vader is with me on screen. He's a mod as well. So I know as well, Wayne, you know what you got to do. You're one of those white Jedi's. No, ain't working.
Damn it.
Yeah, just happy Fourth we're with you. There was a reason why it is Star Wars Day today. But also, Wayne, you're just one of those white stormtroopers that sort of just get bonked off every. We will upgrade you next year.
Oh dear.
Poor old Wayne. Poor old Wayne. Let's see what's in the chat tonight. Big up John 68. Do you think another win on draw? Oh, hang on. He goes, big up Dermo and Colin and chat. Big up to you, Giant. He says, do you think another win on the draw will keep us up? I'd be happy with 2 draws. I think a win. I don't think we need another win. I think 2 more draws would do it. Because I think we beat Chelsea. Chelsea are absolutely horrible today against Forest. So I think 2 draws and a win. Colin, where are you going with it?
I think if you win your next game, you're safe. Looking at who West Ham are playing Arsenal. They're fighting for the title. So I think if you win and West Ham lose, it's done.
Yeah, I think so. Then we can go blow a massive sigh of relief. Big up to Kev as well. Great win last night, mate. Fingers crossed for you. Big up to you, Kev. Really appreciate that, bud, as well. Big up, Joe. It says, Bayek, it's Colin. See, notes the Northerners are coming out. Bayek. Bayek, it's our lad Colin. I'll big up the Wayne. He says, "Good evening, folks. Hope you're well. And had a great bank holiday weekend." Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Big up to you, Wayno. Big up to Mr. Brady. Just as well. You're not a Spurs fan, Colin. It would take more than a.
I couldn't afford to be a Spurs fan.
Just very quickly, Mr. Brady, how have you been coping? Because we know you get excited. I remember doing a watch along with him once years ago, and he was going. I think we lost. I think we drew to Southampton. It was around the time Conte was about to go, and he says, "I'm going. 10 minutes later, he's still there saying, I'm going. It was so funny.
I remember watching that. I remember watching that watch along and him just going, "Oh no, I've had enough. I'm going." He's there. He just stays there.
Big up, Mr. Brady. Hope you do well. Still waiting for that. But yeah. When you see her, you know what you got to do. And he does say, "Oh, cheers, a bloody stormtrooper." Those figures can't even shoot straight. That is so true. Big up to Jess as well. Big up to you as well. And big up to you. Yeah, Jess, I will give you Column's number for our Column Designs, and she will get in touch with you and then do that. So I will do that to you after the stream. Well, let's get on with it, Column. Let's talk about last night and De Zerbi, the man that's come in to change Tottenham's fortunes absolutely brilliantly. He was asked one bit at the press conference, what made you most proud about the performance? He says, "I'm very, very happy, pleased with the performance. We won a great game against a great Aston Villa team. Okay, they weren't that great. Okay, they have to play on Thursday. Very important game for them. But anyway, it's always very tough playing against enemy, against Villa and in this stadium. A very nice stadium, blah, blah, blah. To play a great game." Look, to say it all, he's... How do you think he's changed Tottenham in so many ways, Colin?
I think he's brought in a confidence, into Tottenham that his previous successors haven't. I mean, you brought in a guy who had the speciality of saving clubs from the relegation drops and turning things around and stuff, but it didn't work. You've got a guy now who is Premier League experience. He knows how the Premier League works. He knows how most of the managers will set up and how they're going to play, which 100% benefits, Tottenham, like 100%. And he's not just a reactionary manager either anymore. Like we've seen with Thomas Frank, like we've seen with Ange, like we've seen with, I can't even remember his name because he was that bad. Your previous guy. They reacted, whereas he's more tactical about how he's going to change games, how he's going to set up the game, how he wants the players to play. And I think that's put more confidence into each one of your players to allow them to go out and do what they need to do. Because since he's come in, the performances have been so much better than what we've seen all season. And I think him, like I said, him just coming in, I think he's probably just gone, you know how good you are. We all know how good you are. Go out there and just do what you do.
I agree. One thing he has put into this team, Colin, I don't know if you noticed it last night, is the confidence of that we can win and that we can play and that we can put wins together. No disrespect to Thomas Frank, no disrespect to Tudor, but they were never the right managers to inspire you as a player. I mean, you look at Frank, first thing he says, he comes in, the first press conference is, "We're going to lose games." And he keeps talking about the Invincibles and the Arsenal thing. And then you look at Tudor he comes in like an Italian hitman. Like, the wrong approach, the right thought, but the wrong approach. De Zerbi's came in and he sort of put arms around certain players. He's kicked certain players up the arse. His mentality is right. And I love him on the touchline. He's one of us. Do you think also, for me, do you think also sorting the Mason Greenwood situation out so quickly after him joining the club was a major bonus as well? Because it was a stick a lot of fans were going to hit him over the head with. But he just came out and dealt with it, didn't he? Straight after joining. I want to do a video. Tottenham advised him not to do the video. He said, "No, I'm doing it. I want to put this to bed." Do you think a lot of that has helped him with the fans as well?
Yeah, this Herb is a very honest guy. You know, it's not a case of like, oh, all shroud and daggers and cloak and daggers and shrouded mystery. It's black and white with his Herb. He'll tell you exactly how it is, what his thought process was, and he won't beat around the bush doing it. And I think he's come in and told the players that as well. You know, he's come in and gone, listen, this is how it's going to be. He's probably said to them, he's probably not publicly said it, but he probably has said to them, it's going to be hard. The run into this season is going to be hard. You have a lot of weight on your shoulders. And the thing is, he is one of those guys that puts the arms around the players. You know, he's very, very good at man management, De Zerbi. Look at what he's done in his previous roles. He's very good at getting the best out of players, and that's what he's doing at Spurs.
Yes. I'm going to put your name up if I work out how to do it. There we go. Because a lot of people call you guest.
I am guest.
No, you're not. You're part of this channel. You know that.
I'm going to change my name to guest.
Yeah. Big up Philip. He said if we stay up and put the tenner on that, we're going to win the league next year. Reason for that, and it's a very good reason. 2015, Leicester nearly went down. Next season, they won the league. I don't look, Philip. I admire your delusionism. You're worse than me on this one. I reckon if we get to Europe next season, that'd be a good one for me. Conference League or the Europa League. But I think a dark horse for the league next year is Manchester United. I think they're a real dark horse for the league next year. I don't know. I think if Pep leaves City, which he may well do in the summer, they're going to be in a disarray. If Manchester United hire Carrick, which I think they've got to now, they've got to hire him. There's no other manager would do, and it's a bit like us. We've got to back De Zerbi in the summer. So, do you agree with the Carrick thing with you lot, or are you sort of no? Who do you think is going to get the gig?
I don't know who's going to get it, but everyone is going on about Carrick needs to be given the job now because he's done this, and Carrick needs to be given the job because he's done that. Now, we need somebody Premier League proven, maybe. We need somebody with experience, somebody that knows exactly what needs to be done. You know, Carrick is in his infancy. And, like, why the hell are we signing a guy that got sacked from Middlesbrough? It makes no sense. I don't care what he's doing at the moment because the players are going to play because they know he's not there next season. That's why they're playing. So, no, I don't want Carrick to get the job permanently. I'll back him if he does, but I don't want it.
Yeah. Do you think it's easy to get on that sort of Carrick train? A bit like with us, we were all getting on the Poch train. We want Poch back. We want Poch back. And when De Zerbi got the gig, well, we're not sure. It's very easy to get locked into that, isn't it? Into that sort of train thought that he's doing so well at the moment. Why rock the boat? But
yeah,
I think Poch might be a good shout for you guys, actually.
He was one of mine. He was somebody I wanted. I wanted Poch because I love the way Poch plays football. I love the way he sets up teams. And he was like, yes, I want him. Ancelotti was another one that I wanted.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going anywhere. He's Brazil manager. Luis Enrique was another one that I wanted. And Julian Nagelsmann. They were the ones that I was like, right, these are what we should be going for. But, I mean, we'll see what it is. I mean, I've seen this story before. We've done this with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it didn't work out. So...
yeah, look, it's going to be a very interesting summer. I know that for a fact. And also, a lot of managers will come on the market after the World Cup as well. So, can you actually wait to the World Cup? Can you wait to after the World Cup?
No, it's already come out. See, Del Boy's got it spot on. That's my thinking, Del Boy. But it's already come out that. We're going to announce who it is at the end of the season.
Yeah.
They're waiting until we secure Champions League football, which we did yesterday. And now it's to the end of the season. We're going to tell you who it is.
What's your gut telling you?
It's going to be Carrick. They're going to give it Carrick because he's the cheaper and easiest option for him. He's already there.
And it says a lot about both our owners, doesn't it? Cheap option. We have an ownership that chucks money at managers and then don't back them. You have an ownership that goes for a cheap option and then chuck money at it, and if it doesn't work, then get rid of them. I mean, it's both clubs are in dire straits at the moment. You know, we're so linked in so many ways, Colin, as fans, because of our ownerships, because of what Enoch and the Lewis. We're in total disarray. I mean, I have why Lang and Vinay haven't been sacked yet. I have no idea why they're still in their positions. Do you feel? And I know you know a lot of people. We have our sources as well, who give us the information. But what are you hearing? Are you hearing big changes at Tottenham this summer?
Yeah, so from the people I've spoken to in and around the footballing community that I still have contact with from my time in it, they're expecting to see a lot of movement within the hierarchy over the next 6 to 7 months' time. Whether or not it happens as quickly as what's expected to happen, because people are expected to leave, a new team is expected to come in. We'll have to wait and see. It all depends on who they're going to be able to get in to replace these people.
And with that, then, for what? Look, my sources are telling me, the people I use telling me we're going to have a busy summer. For the people that you talk to, Colin, and I think you need to explain to people. You did play in the game for a while, didn't you? You were, I think, League Two, weren't you? Sort of level.
A long time
you
ago.
Have worked in, but you've worked in football as well, so you do have that connection of people. You used to do, used to work with a lot of Premier League clubs. So let's put it out there. That's Colin's sort of background. So for what you're hearing from your contacts and people you're using, do you think this could be a big transfer window for a lot of teams that stay up this year?
I think it's going to be a very big transfer window for a lot of teams. Not just the ones that are, going to be staying up. For a lot of teams, they're going to be piling money in. I know Spurs are planning to do a lot of work this window to improve and get rid of players that just don't want to be there anymore. Obviously, I can't tell you which players those are because it's not allowed to be publicly announced until things have been said elsewhere. But yeah, so it's going to be a very, very, very big window for a lot of clubs in the Premier League, and not just the ones. I mean, even the ones coming up are going to be busy.
Because there is a gap, isn't there? There's a 500 million this year. We've got a little bit of grace, haven't we? That clubs can spend heavily without getting done by FFP. If you could put a price figure on for Spurs fans listening tonight and thinking how much these owners might pump in, forget about sales of players, but what's the ball point for you? If you were Lewis family, let's put it this way: if you were the Lewis family, I'm not calling you Viv. If you were Charlie, all right. If you're Charlie and you're sitting there, right? How much do you think De Zerbi needs to make Tottenham into a Champions League side again?
Well, you said how much will this spend this summer, and then how much does De Zerbi need?
Are they two different things?
They are two completely different things. I reckon the summer budget 150 million before sales. But he probably is going to need 500 to 600 million to be able to get Spurs back on the track of competing at the top end.
I can't see the Lewis family putting that in. Can you?
No.
Look, and I know there was a lot of people want us relegated as well, Colin, because they think the ownership's going to change. And you look at United, where you were last season, they went out, spent 300 million on 3 players. And now look at you. They got the decisions right. I know Amarin sacked himself, but they appointed one man for one game and then they brought Carrick in for the rest of the season. Tottenham just didn't do it. Tottenham just made bad decisions. There's a graph of Tottenham season, and it does show. I don't know where. Oh, here it is. It does show. This is the graph here of our season column, and there's significant points of the season. Levy X's. We're in third. I'm going to ask you a question. A lot of Spurs fans, and a lot of Spurs fans don't want to answer it, but you as a United fan, as a fan looking in, can you link Levy leaving the club to where we are now? You see, even after the 4-1 defeat, do you think Levy would have made the decision well before we sacked Thomas Frank in February?
Yeah. I think he would have made the decision a lot. Where your big spike drops you from, where is it, third to sixth, and then you go back up to third, but then you're back down to sixth. All this bit, I think it would have already been on Levy's mind, then. And then obviously he took that massive dip down after the 4-1 loss. He probably would have been gone after that. I know people don't like Daniel Levy. Obviously, I understand it from a football fan's point of view. I understand it. But when you actually look at it, he was the person that was keeping you steady. Just if you can see it just from this graph, he was keeping you steady. He was keeping you in that top 3 area. And then he's left. A bunch of people came in and were all about, they're not footballing people as such. And they didn't know. They don't know what to do. And it's just been a continuous downward spiral since then.
And you do look at the bottom. Frank sacked, Trudeau appointed a week later. And I remember talking to you at the time saying, this is not a good pick. And I remember saying to you, I think I said to you at the time, this is going to end in disaster. And then you have to dip again. Then he was sacked, and then De Zerbi. I've said it before on here, and I'll say it again. De Zerbi, without trying to be rude, De Zerbi bent Tottenham over and told me, you're going to give me what I want. I've got all the cards here. As Donald Trump said to Zelensky, you don't hold any of the cards. Well, Tottenham didn't hold any cards, and De Zerbi did. If we went for De Zerbi after he left Marseille, I don't think we'd be where we are now. I think we'd be sort of mid-table, up where Leeds are, probably just above Leeds. And it is right. How do you see the where I want to go with it, Colin, is a little discussion, if we can, about the ownership structure and the structure in football and the Premier League, but especially at Tottenham. You look at United, they have football people doing football jobs. Now, it may not be a perfect ownership, but the Glazers have pumped money into the club, maybe not their own money, but they have let football people do footballing things. With Levy, as much as we should say thank you, Levy, for doing what you've done, but he was a bit of a control freak in a way. He had to be involved in transfers. He had to be involved in picking the team, so it goes. Do you think the Lewis family coming in sort of went, okay, we're giving it to you, Vinay and Lang, you run with it? Do you think that was a mistake?
Yeah, I think it is a mistake. It is a mistake. Daniel Levy seemed to be a bit of a control freak. He wanted to get his fingers in all the pies and stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, if you look at it though, has it ever been this bad with Daniel Levy doing that?
I can't remember it being this bad.
And the Lewis family have come in and they're like, right, we're going to give it to you guys now. You guys deal with it. We're just the owners. Sometimes you need somebody above them to be like, pulling them back a little bit, like you imagine it a dog on a leash kind of thing, you got the extended leash that you can just clip to stop them going too far forward. And, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need somebody above you to be like, all right, just pull it back a second. Let's think about this. And that's probably what Daniel did a lot of the time. He was like, right, let's actually slow this down. You're going out and buying, I don't know. I can't remember who you bought this at the beginning of the season. Solanke, let's just go with Solanke. Right. So you're going out there and spending what 60 million?
Yeah.
So you're going out there and spending 60 million on Solanke. Like, let's just pull it back a little bit. Whereas, Levy was there at the time, but he's probably like, let's just pull it back and let's look at the other things that's around. And now that's not there. So it's going to be interesting to see what you do in the summer, because if it's down to the people who are currently running the footballing side of things, it could be stupid money for anybody because we don't know the plan.
No. And also, Paratici going, I think it was the biggest disaster this club this year as well. Because Paratici did say round the time of the 4-1 loss, he did say this manager needs to go. The players are not turning up. So the warning signs were there, but we didn't listen to Paratici. And you can't blame him, can you? Saying, sod this, I'm going. If not going to listen to me. If you do look at United as well, Colin, in a way, and you've got Jim Ratcliffe running the football side, you've got the Glazers doing whatever. Has that worked? And could that work at Tottenham? That somebody comes in and buys the football inside of the football club, and then the Lewis family just run the business side. But say, just for example, I'm not saying this is true, but say if Amanda Staveley came back in with another bid with Saudi back, and but we know the Saudis are pulling out the golf, they're pulling out of current of other sports as well. We know they can't spend what they want up in Newcastle because of the FFP rules. Do you think that's the model that Tottenham will go under if somebody was to come in, or do you think it will be a full 100% full scale takeover? What's your gut telling you?
I think it's a case of how much they want for the club, or how much they want for a certain amount of shares in the club. That'll decide it. So let's just say Amanda Staveley comes in. If Spurs want £5.4 billion for the whole club, or they go, what we'll do is we'll give you 25% of the club, so you run the 25% of the footballing side. We'll do everything else, but we want 1.2 billion. That's probably more beneficial to Amanda and her team, or Jim, Billy, Bob, Joe, and his team, because they get control of the side of the football, which is what they're wanting. They're wanting the football club. It can work, but only if the groups come together. The reason why it's kind of working at Manchester United is because the Glazers have gone, we don't want anything to do with the football side. We'll just say yeah or no on some of the decisions that you want to make, but when it comes to it, it's you deal with it. And he's got people in. I mean, they're not fantastic, the people that are running the football club, the people that are doing the recruitment, although they've got lucky this year. I think they got very lucky this year, because they out footballing people. But it all has to just work together. They have to be a cohesive unit for it to work.
I do you know what? I think you have it spot on. Once you get the right people in, and I'm surprised United never went for Paratici to bring him in, because I think Paratici at Manchester United would be a good fit. Because
we had Dan Ashworth, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we got rid of him after like 6 months.
Doesn't matter. Look, we're not the only club in problem. West Ham in a load of financial problems as well with their board. We know Nottingham Forest as well with their owner. They're now safe after beating Chelsea today as well. So they're now safe in the Premier League. Where are you on owners as well, and this sort of rule that we have, the rule that's in to see if you're a good owner? Do you think that has to be updated and changed? Because you can have another situation where we know Man City have got 115 charges. Sometime that's going to be, I think that's going to be announced as soon as the season's over. I really do. I think that'll be announced on the 25th of May. Is it 25th of May? Yeah, 25th of May. That week, that's going to be announced. Do you think there has to be a rejig of the rules when it comes to overseas ownership?
Yeah, I mean, there has to be. It's been done once already, because it got done after the Glazers bought, obviously, Man United. The rules got changed again then, and they haven't been touched again since. And the tests and everything they have to go through to prove that they're a fit and proper owner of a club just clearly aren't working. And what they need to bring something in, for where it's like, if we can see that you're not able to run your club as you should be, then we will step in and we will force you and facilitate your sale of the club. I think that needs to come in.
Yeah. Do you think the Premier League have the balls to do it though?
No.
Because are they scared that they're going to ruin their product? I mean, I can go back to Serie A back in the 90s where Italian football was massive. Everyone, man and his dog, wanted to go to Italy. It's about not damaging the product for them, but are they already damaging the project with this Man City thing? It's gone on for nearly 4 years, like.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, to be fair, that isn't down on the Premier League because that's an independent panel that's dealing with it. They've got nothing to do with the Premier League or the FA.
Panel, who was it? The Premier League that picked
No,
it?
it was no, it wasn't. It was, I believe, it was a governmental. So the FA and the Premier League got a individual company to come in and said, "What's the best option?" They said, "Right, what we'll do is we'll take this case on and we'll pass it to an individual indicators, and they'll deal with it from there."
Anything with the British government involved, Colin would be.
Well, this is why it's been 4 years and we've still not heard anything because the British government are involved. But
Starmer, it's your fault.
Yeah, Starmer. Come on, stop those charges. But I think the Premier League and the FA are far too scared to implement some of the changes that are needed. Because that will happen is somebody will repropose the Super League, and because they've implemented these changes, they'll go, "Yeah, okay, we'll come," and then they'll lose people.
Do you think it will rear its head again, the Super League?
I mean, it's kind of already here in it with a new format, the Champions League.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of the same thing, but I think if they start coming out and going, right, we're going to start taking clubs off of owners that can't run it properly or don't have 100% finances to run it as it should be run, judging on statistics, blah, 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 then people go, well, we're going to earn this much money every single year if we're going to this Super League, so let's get it going. You know, I could earn 100 million from competing in the Champions League and then maybe another 58 million for finishing fourth in the Premier League, but I'm guaranteed 250 million minimum a season for competing in the Super League. So let's go do that instead.
Yeah. A year out of football will benefit Spurs like it did United. And he did say United this season. I was watching the argument between him and Carragher yesterday. Was giggling. I'm not Gary Neville's biggest fan, by the way, but I was giggling where I think Jamie Carragher was right in a way. He was asking the right questions.
I don't listen to him.
How come that doesn't surprise me? But anyway, you listen to me, so I will say what he was saying. I'm not saying it's in a liberal accent, but if you look at it, right, this year we had Champions League, and we did so well in Europe, but we just can't win in the league. But you look at United next season. This season, all you had was league and the cups. That's all you had to concentrate on. And then next season, you've got Champions League. You've got 4 competitions. Have you got a squad big enough for it? Will these players be able to cope with playing in 4 different tournaments? There's a lot of questions to be asked, Colin. A hell of a lot of questions at both football clubs. But if you could rate yesterday's performance, but also rate United's season out of 10, what would you give it? To where you were last season, to where you are now, if you could rate it out of 10.
I mean, if I'm comparing it from last season to this season, it's got to be like an 8. I can't give it a 9.
Are you surprised of the step up? Are you surprised of what you've achieved?
I'm massively surprised because when we did the pre-season predictions, I was like 10th, 12th.
Yeah.
So we're not going to massively improve.
No.
But
it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. Sorry. I think Spurs being out of Europe and everything next season, I think you'll see a massive return to form.
I'm looking forward to do the end of season show because all them will be coming out again. And they will be coming out again. Big up to Mark. It says, we're safe. Yes, Nottingham Forest. Big up, Mark. I take it you're a Forest fan, sir. Told you before Sunderland would beat Chelsea and beat Newcastle. Yeah, you did. Do us a favour, Mark, right? Do us a favour. Knock out Villa on on Thursday. I don't like your owner, but I think Nottingham Forest winning a Europa League, the first trophy since Brian Clough, I think that'd be a good feel story for football if Forest going to win that. I do, me personally. Levy has been sticking pins in Dole's Iron Lane since he left. That's so true. You can just imagine, couldn't you? Well, let's talk a little bit about transfers. We're on it. The rumor mill is out. I've got a couple here, and then we're going to talk about goalkeepers, and then we're going to talk about two strikers that Spurs have been linked with. But let's start with goalkeepers. Your old position, Colin. Vicario and Kingsley. Now, it was dropped in my box. I'm going to put it down the bottom that Vicario has agreed personal terms with Inter Milan ahead of a potential summer move. The transfer is not yet completed. Inter still need to agree a fee with Tottenham. Expected fees in around 20 to 25 million quid. Situation, the move is considered likely regardless of whether Spurs stay up or go down. Where are you? I'll keep that going across. Where are you on it? As a goalkeeper, how impressive have you been with Kingsley's sort of redemption? Because I said it after the Wolves game, Colin, that save in the last minute of the Wolves game in injury time, I said then, that's the save that keeps us in the Premier League. How impressive have you been with Kingsley?
What a season. What a season. Well, what an end to a season it's had. I mean, when I came into the chat when he got started. We're against PSG.
Yeah.
And, you know, he got subbed off very quickly.
Against Atletico Madrid.
We're at Atletico Madrid.
No. Oh, is this early in the season?
No, this was Champions League where he conceded like 3 in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Atletico. I couldn't remember who it was. I've not been in Champions League this year, so I don't really know. But I think I came in and said to you, he's just destroyed his career.
Yeah, you did.
And to see him come back in now and be like, look, I am actually a very good goalkeeper, and I will show you I'm a very good goalkeeper. Goalkeepers are always a case of you need game time. You know, coming in cold is not a good way to do things. You need some amount of games so you can get back into the swing of things. I mean, I like Vicario. I've watched a lot of Vicario. I did a detailed report on him. I was saying, you know, this kid's got a chance to become Italy's number 1. He's just fallen off a cliff. Kingsley is so much better than Vicario at the minute, and you're doing the right thing by playing him.
I think so. What I like about Kingsley is that save. Vicario and goal, that would have been a Wolves goal. You guarantee that would have been a Wolves goal. For Kingsley, is so much better with his feet. He's so much relaxed with his feet, with his distribution is so much better. Do you think they need to go out to get a James Trafford or a goalkeeper, an English goalkeeper, or somebody who can be a number 1? Or would you see enough in Kingsley? Do you know what? You're going to be my number 1. I'm bring somebody in to be his backup. Where would you go with it? Where's your... What would you do if you were De Zerbi?
I think you need to... What I would do in this situation is, because I can't take that number 1 spot off of Kingsley for what he's done for you so far this season.
No. He's kept us up.
This is what I'm saying. If his saves continue to be as important as they are, you can't take that number 1 spot away from him. But what you can do is you can bring in a James Trafford or somebody of an equal, you know, name or quality and have them fight out for that number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the case when Vicario was, you know, playing. It was Kingston, you're definitely number 2. Vicario, you're definitely number 1. But you bring somebody in. Like I don't really know anybody as such who could possibly do it. Like you said, you got James Trafford, maybe Dean Henderson from Palace. You know, somebody like this.
I would love Martinez from Villa. I wouldn't mind him at Tottenham.
Yeah, you've got Martinez, yeah. But, I mean, he's going to be playing European football again next season, isn't he? So he probably won't leave. There's... Who else is it? I'm trying to remember his name. I had it in my head, but I can't think.
Goalkeeper?
Who?
The Bournemouth goalkeeper. I think I've heard you mention.
Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper.
Pickford.
Pickford, he's another one. You know, you could bring these people. I mean, Pickford would be want to be number one choice, but these are the players. These are the keepers you look at, and you're like, right, we haven't got a set number one. You guys find it out. You tell me who's going to be number one. Show me which one of you is number one. But at the minute, it's got to be Kingsley. Got to be for what he's done. It has to be.
And there was 2 saves he made in that Wolves game. The one when Danso got clipped, and the Wolves. I forget the name of the Wolves striker. The name escaped me for a bit. And Kingsley come running out and headbutted it. It was like he came out and got his. If that's Vicario, he would have stood still. And you know, as a goalkeeper, your decisions have to be split second. But if you're fully committed coming out, you've got to be committed coming out. If you're going to stand there, it gives. I don't know if it's true as you as a goalkeeper, Colin, but you can make the goal look smaller, can't you, by being a big? But Vicario doesn't do that. You look at Fulham; he tries to play his way out of problems instead of, if in doubt, give it a whack, which is going on to a T-shirt, by the way. And that is my catchphrase. And another one, he was. What I always say when Kingsley, look at him, he's out of the box like a rat up a drain pipe. But you know what I mean? You need to really be switched on, don't you? But I think Vicario doesn't make decisions, and then he did it. Then he sort of dilly-dallies. Do you think that's his biggest sort of problem?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Kingsley's a lot calmer.
Yeah.
You can see it. He's a lot calmer, and he doesn't panic even when your guys are high. They're high up the pitch. He doesn't panic. He's not scared to take that extra touch if he needs to as well. You know, I've got a whole little list. That's why I keep looking over. Whereas Vicario is a lot more rushed. You know, he's a bit more scatty, and he forces the passes. He doesn't look for always the best option. And like, as a goalkeeper, you're expected, if the striker's bearing down at you one-on-one, you're expected not to be stood on your line. You're supposed to come out, because if you come out, you're making the area that they can score smaller, because you're covering most of it, because you're getting closer to them. But it's
a bit like Schmeichel back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit like
Schmeichel
back in the day.
Lloris used to do it a lot. He used to come out and spray himself big. But it's not many keepers do it anymore. A lot of them like to stay in the little safety bubble that they've got and only come out if absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I mean, would losing Vicario be a disaster for Tottenham? Or do you think it'd be more for a blessing in disguise?
I think him going is probably the best thing for both parties involved. You know, I think it gives Kingsley some more time, and it gives you a chance to bring in another goalkeeper. It allows him to go back home into a league he's probably a lot more comfortable with, and continue his career. Yeah,
I think so. And also, if you could stick a quid on it or a euro on it, who do you think Tottenham might bring in the summer? Which one you'd be thinking, Dermo? Look at that player. Like we do talk about football quite a lot, you and me. So, would you be looking at a Martinez type goalkeeper, or do you think, as you say, a Dean Henderson? I wouldn't mind a Dean Henderson, by the way, or Pickford. If I'm being honest, Pickford is a good keeper.
He is, but Pickford is. I mean, he's England number one. Is always going to want to be like, you know, bang. I'm the guy, you know. If I'm going to put a name on there I'm not going to say watch out for, because obviously there's nothing 100% there. Verbruggen.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's not a bad shout, you know.
That's what I'm going to say. And he's Brighton keeper.
Yeah, I like him. I do like him. But no, Kingsley, his redemption arc, and big up to him. Big up to the Tequila, the boss, or the assistant boss to Mrs. Strong. Big up to Tequila, he says Madrid. Big up to you. How are you doing, bud? What we've got here. Big up Tottenham with therapy as well. Big up to you, Anthony. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Vic for life. Tequila is a big Vicario fan apparently. So there you go. We all learn something new every day. Big up to you. Philip Brady, City are 1-0 up. Yeah, that's as if you're an Arsenal fan, unlucky. Come on, City. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. Big up to Killian Kenny. Dermo, are you watching the game? No, I'm not. I will watch it after this stream. Tequila saying only one of our players is, yeah, that's so true. Big up to Killian Kenny. Big up, Killian. Hope you're doing well. Big up to El Spur as well, sprinkling a bit of Las Vegas on the channel. There is an outside chance Kingsley could be called up to Stokekeeper Chechnya. However, he's a wild card. Yeah, big up to you. I don't want T-Rex at my club, Domo. They have brains the size of peanuts. He is a bit eccentric, isn't he, Bigfoot, to be fair?
He is. He's very eccentric, yeah.
Big up to you, Tara, as well. And look, sorry, Tara, if I upset you by what I said last night about, I know you think relegation would best. You don't want the team to be relegated, but you want the owners to be relegated. There's a bit of thing at the moment that getting relegated might change the club. I don't think it would, but look, if I upset you by if I've stepped over the mark, if I said something that might upset you, I do apologize. That was never my intention. Big up to Del Boy as well. Big up to Killian. Nightman. Big up, Killian. Always great to see you in, buddy. Elspur's asking about Shilevler.
Lucas Chevalier, I'm guessing that is the PSG. Well, he's only just gone to PSG. Yeah. He joined the in 2025. And he's played a couple of games for him, so I don't see Chevalier leaving PSG anytime soon.
Big up. So all good, Dermot. Thank you, mate. That's the beauty of thing about this game we love. Everyone has. I said it before. You can stick me, Colin, Tequila, James, say you, Del Boy in a line, and we're all watching, say, Argentina versus Brazil, and we'll all come up with different opinions. None of us will actually say the same thing. That's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of the sport we love. Well, let's go
it'd
through.
Be interesting. Sorry, it'd be interesting to see what my point of that Argentina versus Brazil game is, because I don't watch international football. So
that's true. Where are you on? Look, you're a Man United fan, so probably ask you better. There was a lot of fans going around saying relegation were the best thing happening in this club because it will make the owners change. Where are you on that? I'm very much against that.
But relegation means nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It genuinely means nothing. It could make some change, but it doesn't really mean anything at all. Look at the clubs that have gone down in the past.
Yeah,
the owners didn't change. They were the same, and some of them are still the same now. So it doesn't guarantee anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't. Big up says I would be pointing the life in that Richie playing for Brazil. I think Richie saved our season. Colin, you're a purist. Haha. I know a lot of people don't watch the World Cup. Will you be watching the World Cup though?
No. I can think of a million and one things I'd rather do.
So if I do an England watch along, you can join me and we can banter it. Do a banter along then. That sounds good fun.
What we can do is if you're doing an England watch along, people can watch you do the watch along whilst I lay here on screen asleep because I find it that boring.
Oh Lord. Yes, we are following Canada, but we want to follow a little team as well. So guys, put your thoughts in. Which team should we else follow in the World Cup? Anyway, here we go. The rumor mill. Connor went on transfer market, and these are a few players they've spit out. James Taverner from Rangers to Tottenham. His position is a right back. He's got I think a valuation around about $1 million to $1.5 million. Now we know Andy Robertson might become to Tottenham. We broke that over a couple of months ago. James Taverner, do you think he'd be a good fit for Spurs? He is 34.
Yeah, I was about to say he's getting onto the older side of his career. I mean, he's done well in his career. He's done well in the SPL, but I think trying to transition from Rangers to Tottenham at 34 years old is not a good move for Spurs. If he was like 26, 27, yeah, but no, not at 34.
Raju Dragosin might be going to RB Leipzig. It'd be no loss if I'm honest. I'd be glad he's gone. It's been nothing but hassle. I watched the first training session column of De Zerbi, and all the players were collect, pass, collect, pass, collect, pass. Dragosin had to take it down, steady himself, and then pass. It is just for me. So I hope that goes through. Marcus Rashford.
Please take him. I will drive him. I'll drive him to you personally.
Seriously, if a Marcus Rashford came in under the De Zerbi, do you think he might get the best out of him?
Nope.
Fair enough.
Marcus Rashford plays good once every 2-3 seasons. You get one good season out of him, and then you'll get nothing after for a bit.
He hasn't done bad at Barcelona.
I could do well at Barcelona with players they've got.
That's true. That's true. That's actually so true. Of course, James Trafford has been linked with us as well, from Man City to Tottenham. Now, this one I saw today. I knew you were coming on tonight, so I thought I'll put it in. Manuel Ugarte, defensive midfielder. I know you're giggling. These are all just rumors, by the way. I love making you laugh. 0.0 chance. That's why it's a rumor.
If you genuinely, if you go and sign Manuel Ugarte to play for you guys next season, I will send every single subscriber here an apology letter and flowers, because I don't understand how he is even a professional footballer. He is shocking. We have never, ever won a game when Ugarte has played.
Well, there you go.
Tech, this isn't me. I didn't put this together.
It was me that put it together. I went on Transfer Market and put it together. That's why it's called a rumor mill, because none of these are happening. Palunia, I really want this to happen. I really do. I watched them last night, Colin, and he did a tackle. He got a free kick, right? And did you see his reaction to that? It was like pure yeah, I am trolling you. Pure passion, a bit like Højbjerg when he got that ball off the line against Chelsea in the first season under Ange. How important would be Palunia under De Zerbi? Because I think he is the future captain next season at Tottenham.
Yeah, I think it's a player that you should definitely try and get over the line. I mean, how old is Palunia now?
He's in his 30s, but 18 million is the bid, is what his value at. Do you think Tottenham can get for about 15 million?
Probably about 25, I reckon.
Really? 25 million?
I reckon 25 million will probably get him over the line. But I hope you don't do the deal, because I hope when Casemiro leaves, we go and get Joel Palunia instead.
Yeah, ain't having him. He's staying at Tottenham. He's Tottenham through and through.
Well, he's not. He's currently FC Bayern Munich through and through at the minute.
Yeah. Do you think Bayern Munich want to get rid of him? Do you think? I don't think there's a future for him at Bayern Munich, by the way. So, do you think he might say, "Look, I want to stay at Tottenham. I like what De Zerbi's doing. Make this happen."
He might do. I don't know the player personally. But you know, he's plastering everything all over his Instagram. You know, his latest one is what this means. This is Tottenham. Well done, boys. Big, proud, coys. Thank you for all the support. So it looks like he's falling in love with Spurs, and if you can get the deal done, get it done.
Love with him. Yeah, we're falling in love. I thought the support yesterday from the Tottenham fans was brilliant. Absolutely amazing again. Full of voice yesterday. Now, strikers. Now, this is one lad we've been linked with. I say Yudia. He plays for Feyenoord. 30 appearances this year, 25 goals. Also, Troy Parrott, who we've been linked with. He's made 26 appearances and 15 goals. I would not be against Troy Parrott coming back to the football club, because I think Troy Parrott is significantly better than a Solanke and a Ricci. But if you look at this other young lad as well, he's Japanese, by the way. He plays for the Japanese national side. Well, you look at Sonny, right? and the sort of market they went into under Sonny. Do you think Tottenham are looking at this thinking of the commercial view if they were to get a Japanese striker? Because that's a market that hasn't been touched. Can you see Tottenham? So would that be a Daniel Levy thing? But because he's gone, Tottenham might not do that.
I think it is more of a Daniel Levy. It's a commercial signing kind of thing, isn't it? It's a commercial signing. You know, you've already got the fan base of the Korean and the Japanese and everybody like that anyway. So why not bring somebody in to replace that, and then they can still do it with you. I mean, I'm just looking at this kid because I don't even know who this kid is, if I'm honest with you.
I did a little bit of research today. He's had a really good season, and just on Troy Parrott as well. Just to bring up Tequila's point, he says Parrott's not proven to be better than Slanky. I've watched a lot of them, Tequila. He does play for Ireland, so I've probably seen a lot more of Troy Parrott than you have. And I tell you one thing, he is 100 times better than Solanke. He's 100 times better than Richie. Do you think Troy Parrott's improved?
I mean, I've seen bits of Troy Parrott. I mean, I don't watch a lot of the Eredivisie, if I'm honest, but I think he has improved since he's left to when he's come back. But I mean, one thing I will say is you're looking at these players and going, yeah, right, they're scoring all these goals and everything. Yeah. But this is the Eredivisie we're talking about. Yeah. It's not exactly an amazing league. If you actually look at ones where they're coming against some of the harder, bigger teams, such as the Conference Leagues, the Champions Leagues, all this, Troy Parrott has scored 3 goals, 1 assist in 10 games. And the other lad has got, where is it? Because I just had it. 6 games and 1 goal in the Europa League, and that's against teams that they're more likely going to face in the Premier League. So you kind of got to weigh it up. I'm not doing 6-7. You kind of got to weigh it up because he might look amazing here, but then again, some of the players that have come in, Memphis Depay, looked amazing at the Eredivisie League, couldn't hack it in the Premier League. You know what I mean? There's all these things you got to look at.
Yeah. Also, why I'm saying that, because I've seen him a lot playing for Ireland as well. I've seen the improvement of him. And Evan Ferguson was supposed to be the next best thing. Now, we've got a young lad at Tottenham called Mason Millier. I tell you one thing, Colin, I am so looking. This lad is the next Robbie Keane. If he's managed right, he will be the next Harry Kane. That's how good this kid is. I know you probably haven't seen a lot of him. He did score in his debut for the under-21s. He is training with the first team now. With our youngsters as well, with the likes of Will Lancashire, Mikey Moore, you've got Alfie Devine, you've got Vazovic out in Hamburg, you've got Ashley Phillips. Tottenham do have a group of young players that can really establish themselves. Do you feel De Zerbi would say, do you know what? We're going to mix and match youth and experience. A bit what Fergie did with the class of 92. Have we let down these young players, or are they just not good enough for the Premier League? Where are you at it with it?
It's really difficult. It's really difficult to pinpoint because, I don't know, for every one person that gets into the starting 11 of a Premier League club from an academy, 49 others don't.
Yeah.
So it's really, really difficult because even some of them might get through because they're ready at that point in time, but they might not develop as well once they're through that stage. So I think it is all about how they get looked after. And obviously, I don't know how the inner workings of the youth system at Spurs are. I don't know what kind of work.
That's the idea.
Well, but that is good. You're supposed to loan them out because that gets them game time. The thing that annoys me with English teams is they go on about wanting to loan players out. Fantastic, not a problem. But why loan them out to certain league? Like I've said it plenty of times. We've got a couple of youngsters, JJ Gabriel. For us, he's only 17. He's absolute. He looks like he could be the next best thing, but we've only ever seen him in under 18s and 21 games, and he's absolutely bossing it. Send him out to the Championship. Send him out to the SPL. These don't send them to the Eredivisie. Don't send them to Spain. Don't send them to League Two. You need like something similar or just below where you're wanting them to play, so they can get used to it. I mean, it might be a case of, I know they've said that obviously he's not available for loan. He's going to be staying with Spurs, but it might do him some good if he does spend, even if it's half a season next year at a Championship club, or maybe even a lower end Premier League.
No disrespect, I would mind him. Look, I wouldn't mind him going to Donny. We did loan out a player to Donny early in the season. How have you've watched a bit, because you are a big Donny fan as well, so you would have watched a lot of him. How did he impress you? I forget his name. His name's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. He's just.
You know what? You could see the difference. Because obviously Donny's League One. It's not like, absolutely amazing. Ajay, his name, by the way.
That's it.
It's not like it's lighting up the skies or anything. You've watched Donny play this season in the cup.
I enjoyed doing that, by the way. That was the best non-Tottenham watch along I've done. I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic.
I mean, he only played 11 times for us. But like I said, when you were on, you can see obviously he's still got a lot of work to be done on him. He's only young. But you can see the level of where he is compared to where that is, and you see him sometimes step it up. For top end League One to bottom end Championship, it'd be a good fit. Is he Premier League level already? No, he's nowhere near.
I think Will Lancashire is. I think Will Lancashire's Premier League ready. And Mikey Moore's Premier League ready. I think they're both Premier League ready, if I'm saying. And big up to Mikey Moore as well. He has been given, it's not that one. Here we go. Mikey Moore has been named the Scottish Premier League Young Player of the Year. He's made 20 league appearances for Rangers, scored 6 goals and trailed with 3 assists. He's been a little in and out of the side, but definitely established himself as a player able to play top level football in Scotland. He made 43 appearances in all competitions with an MPXG of 4.53, meaning he's slightly overachieved in scoring this season. Look, thank you for coming on, Colin. I really enjoyed tonight. I missed these football chats with you on Sunday. There will be more coming. But what I want to do is give a little bit, 5 minutes of you to really plug your company, because a lot of people don't know O'Connell Designs is the proud sponsor of THFC Do or Die. We were offered another sponsorship from Dobby Energy. It's something I'm going to look at it more, but the main sponsor of the channel is Colin O'Connell Designs. So, Colin, how would you what could people what people get from you, bud? Because you do all our tech work for us, all our intros, all our music, everything. You can see the work, but go on, give yourself a massive plug. Go on.
Do my famous LA night impression. No, I definitely won't be doing that. So basically, for a long time, obviously I've done YouTube for a long time. I know many people have been doing it for a long time as well. I had a bit of a creative spark. I still do. I still try and do things. So basically what I came up with the idea is I had a look at a lot of different companies that provide this kind of service already. They are established companies. I know I'm only an individual, but I feel like that gives it a little bit more. You're not giving it to a big company. You're giving it to one person who's going to sit there and do exactly what you're asking. And so it's a little bit more personal. So, and I don't charge anywhere near what they charge either, obviously. But I've been doing it for a couple of years now. I've worked on quite a few channels. I know people don't care, but I completely rebranded the Man United agenda. Everything you see behind me, it's all brand new, completely rebranded from what it used to be. I did help rebrand THFC. Till We Die or TID or however it's going to be called. Tottenham Gold, I think it was called many years ago. Tottenham, yes, I don't know.
It started as Tottenham Tantrum Gold, and then we went to Tottenham Gold. And then when me and Mr. Brady got together, and Colin met up with Colin by accident, by the way, he came into our chat, and that was it. Him and me have been mates ever since. Probably one of my closest mates on YouTube and off YouTube as well. He really is. He is my closest friend on and off the screen. But he came in, and you look at our intros. His work speaks for itself. So yeah, I mean, there you go.
Like I said, I do thumbnails, custom thumbnails. If you want in thumbnails, I make templates. You've seen the templates. I've sent them over.
Yeah.
Obviously, graphics like on the screen now. Intros, outros, little mini videos in between. If you want, I can, OBS overlay system. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that is offered, and it's cheap price, and it is only a small growing business with one person. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, please do. And there is the email, O'Connor Designs. You do get 10% off if you'd mentioned your promo code THFC TID 26. You get 10% off. Please do, because I cannot praise this man enough. The amount of work, and I'll tell you one thing, we've got a new intro video coming out. The intro for the main channel, the main intro will be changed slightly for the start next season. We've got new graphics coming to the channel. We've got a new watch along studio. Everything for every show. And even for the Formula One channel, he's doing work on that for me at the moment. New intro, outro, studio. So please do. O'Connell Designs, the proud sponsor of the 2026, 2027, and also the 27-28 season. We just agreed a new contract extension today. So yes, so with a further option of a further year. So that's good for us. Making it a bit like football transfer. Yeah, we're signing for 2 years with an option. But also, do you want to give Man United agenda a plug? Because I know you do great stuff over there as well.
Yeah, if you want to hear a bunch of lads talk about Manchester United, the positivity twins as they are at the moment, Mr. B and Yabba, and all things are shining. Everything's, tastes like candy floss. And then you've got the dark force of me and Rebel, who like to bring them back down to earth. It's a good crack. We like to see anybody. It's like this channel. Anybody's welcome. Don't be afraid to pop in and say hello or give us a bit of jip. It's perfectly fine. We're welcoming it all. So yeah, the Man United agenda. Thank you.
Yeah, do. Before we go, I want to say a massive thank you to you guys. Today, the channel hit a massive milestone of reaching 1 million views on the channel. Look, this channel's 5 years old this August, but I couldn't do it without you guys. I couldn't do it without you supporting, coming in, subscribing, liking. If you can hype the shows now as well, there is a hype function now on YouTube, so please hype us, get us out there. We seem to have got lost in the algorithm, so get us hyped and get us out there back in the algorithm again. But yeah, I cannot believe we've reached 1 million views, and I've set myself a target. I want to get to 50,000 subs and another 2 million views in 10 years. That is my dream, to get up there. But yeah, I want to thank you and thank you to Tequila, to James, to Philip Brady, who used to be on the channel, to Ellie as well, who used to be on the channel. But a big up to the gang that really do. It's such a big support network off screen. And Colin as well, for all the work you do for us. Intros, outros, tech works, you're coming on here. But yeah, I cannot believe this channel's reached 1 million views. It's like, wow. YouTube, where's my silver disc for reaching 1 million views? You need to give me one. Giant says, where's the fireworks celebrating 1 million views? Yeah, I will speak to my technical department. We'll work something out. But on that bombshell, we're going to leave it there. Now, we're not on tomorrow, having a day off tomorrow, but we are back Wednesday. Oh, yeah, and Coover as well. Forgot about Coover. Why would I forget about Coover? Shouldn't forget about Coover. We are back on Wednesday with me and Billy. Are back talking all things Tottenham and then the build-up for the Leeds game as well. But, guys, do get over to the agenda. Do hit O'Connell Designs, the link down below if you want any work done. So, on that bombshell, we're going to leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. And big up in De Zerbi we trust. And come on, you Spurs.